Colorado Springs woman on the run from police, accused of killing two of her children, injuring a third at an apartment complex.
It was a cold December night, just 2 days shy of Christmas, when the story of 35-year-old Kimberlee Singler sent a chill down the spines of folks in Colorado Springs. Kimberlee had been missing for a week, and what unfolded during that time was nothing short of a horror movie. On December 19th, in the midst of the festive season, Kimberlee had called the police, her voice trembling as she reported what seemed like a burglary. But when the officers arrived, the scene they stumbled upon was far more gruesome. Two of Kimberlee's children were found murdered, and both Kimberlee and her eldest daughter were injured, barely clinging to life. The community was in shock, the festive lights dimming under the weight of this tragedy. They rushed Kimberlee and her daughter to the hospital, hoping to save what little life was left. But as the days passed, the case took an unexpected turn. The police began to piece together a puzzle that didn't quite fit Kimberlee's initial story. Something was off, and soon they had enough to suspect Kimberlee herself. It was a twist no one saw coming, a mother accused of murdering her own children. 4 days after the tragic discovery, with probable cause to arrest her for first-degree murder, the police went to bring Kimberlee in. But she was gone, vanished into thin air, adding another layer of mystery to this already complex case. This Christmas, instead of joy and laughter, there was a palpable sense of loss and horror. The community was left grappling with a family torn apart, and the unanswered questions only added to the eeriness of the holiday season. As I continue to follow this case, I urge you to subscribe and stay tuned for more insights. If you're as intrigued as I am, hit the like button, share your thoughts, and let's unravel this together. But here's a thought. Is Christmas somehow intertwined with this crime? According to Denver 7, this wasn't just a sudden outbreak of violence. No, this tragedy was the culmination of a custody battle that had been simmering for over 4 years, dating back to May 2019. Kimberlee had been locked in a bitter dispute with her ex-husband over their 3 children since their divorce in 2018. This acrimonious battle, dragging on for 5 long years, might just hold the key to understanding the unthinkable. We can't just speculate in a vacuum, though. The story becomes clearer as we sift through the court filings stretching from 2018 to the present. Each document, a piece of a larger, more complex puzzle. But it's the last one, the one filed just before this tragedy, that might hold the most significant clues. Around 2 months before Christmas, a crucial development occurred. The court denied Kimberlee's request to avoid polygraph testing. And just 10 days later, after hearing the testimony, the court decided her ex-husband wasn't a threat to their children's well-being. This decision effectively removed the restrictions on his parenting time. Kimberlee was fighting tooth and nail, trying desperately to keep her ex-husband away from their children. The court even ordered the estranged couple to communicate solely through a parenting app, a sign of the deep rift between them. But here's the kicker. Kimberlee was ordered to bring her children to visit their father from December 16th to December 31st. Imagine that. Her children spending not just Christmas, but also New Year's with their father. You can almost feel the tension rising in Kimberlee, a sense of desperation, a fear of losing her children during the most family-centric time of the year. It's like the final straw that broke the camel's back. Christmas, arguably the most important time of the year, especially for parents and their kids. It's a time for togetherness, for family. But for Kimberlee Singler, this Christmas was shaping up to be a nightmare. The court had decided that her children would spend this crucial time with their father, making up for the time lost during the investigation of accusations against him. It must have felt like a double blow to Kimberlee. Not only did she not want her husband to be with the kids, but now he was legally entitled to be with them during this emotionally charged period. Scheduled to meet her ex-husband at the Colorado Springs Police Department's Stetson Hills substation at 9 a.m. on December 16th, The tension must have been palpable. But just 3 days later, the unthinkable happened. It's like watching a pot ready to boil over, isn't it? Let's take a step back and look at the timeline leading up to this catastrophic event. It's a series of custody battles and court orders, stretching back to May 2019. Kimberly was fighting to restrict her ex-husband's time with the children. In August 2018, she became unresponsive to the court's attempts to contact her. By January 2021, she was seeking to move the children to Florida and gain sole custody. On the other side, her ex-husband was fighting just as hard, filing motions to prevent the children from being taken away and to modify parenting time. This back and forth, this tug of war over the children, it all seems to be building towards something. And then there's the Florida angle. One parent wanting to relocate, potentially creating an even greater rift. The stress, the tension, it all must have been mounting to unbearable levels. But did Kimberly attend that crucial meeting on December 16th? According to Denver 7, it's unclear. The very next day, her ex-husband made an emergency motion for the police to enforce the custody agreement. Elements of this case echo the chilling tales of the Caitlin Armstrong case. The police had Kimberly right there, in front of them, at the scene of the crime. But they let her go, under the assumption that she was a victim. And now she's vanished, leaving behind a trail of questions and a desperate search for answers. One can't help but wonder, how did the police not know about the intense custody battle raging behind the scenes? It raises questions about communication within the police department. Could a simple phone call have changed the course of events? This case also brings to mind the Leticia Store case, where a murder was masked behind a false narrative. In Kimberly's case, a supposed burglary. It's a chilling reminder of how often modern crimes involve some sort of staging, a twisted attempt to redirect the truth. As we speak, this story is still unfolding. Kimberlee Singler is on the run, with a manhunt underway to find her. We're left to wait and see how this tragic tale will continue to unravel. Thank you for joining me in this journey through a story that grips the heart with its complexity and tragedy. I'll be here to bring you updates as they come. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.